All right, so just a minute. Let's see if I'm audible. Perfect. Okay. Hi, good afternoon, my dear students. How are you all? I hope that everybody is fine. Just a minute. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so I hope that everyone is fine. Hi, Prince. So this is Ritika, your chemistry educator, and today we are here to have a very important session for grade 9, है ना? तो अभी as you know कि 9th grade में mostly exams खत्म हो गए and the students from grade 8 are promoted to grade 9. How to download syllabus of ICSE class 9. So you can first of all get it on the official website, okay, and if not then we will be helping you out with the syllabus, okay. Yeah, so moving on, the students have been promoted to grade 9 and now it's high time that we start our preparations for grade 9 term 1 examinations, right? तो आज जो है हम लोग term 1 का first lesson we are going to start, okay. In our last class we had a kind of strategy session कि जो grade 9 है उसमें हमारा strategy क्या होना चाहिए, किस तरह से we will be taking up the lessons, किस तरह से we will be focusing on different terms, etc. Right? Okay. Now one more thing before moving forward, students, you can join us on our Telegram channel. Okay, so आप लोग join कर सकते हैं official channel of Unacademy ICSE board to receive all the regular updates about the ongoing offers, etc. And you can also join my Telegram channel to receive the links of the classes and to receive all the important information related to Unacademy. है ना? Okay. Now Unacademy is having this special feature which is known as the special classes. अभी ये special classes क्या है? These are the classes in which you can watch your educators classes for free of cost. तो आप लोग इन classes को you can see it, you can engage in polls, okay. So polls are like MCQ type of questions, so you can have a kind of competition with all the students or all the people who are present in the class, and you can also clear your doubt in the live special classes. So if you wanna have the special classes, you can visit the links which are present in the description box. Okay. Next is Introduction to Language of Chemistry. So this is our special class timetable. Today at 5:15 PM we are going to study about this. And what are the features of our special classes? You can learn from the comfort of your home. Then you will be having unlimited access to all the courses. Okay, you will be taught by top educators of India at one very platform, and apart from this you will be also having regular doubt clearing session, answer writing session, and you will receive all the study material in the PDF format. तो ये कुछ चीजें हैं from our subscriptions. You can just have a look. Now how to get the subscription? You can select the timing as per your convenience, 3 month, 12 month, 24, 36, anything, and then you can use my code to get an extra 10% discount. Moving on to our chapter. तो आज हम लोग स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं केमिस्ट्री, राइट. द लैंग्वेज ऑफ केमिस्ट्री, इट इज आवर वेरी फर्स्ट यूनिट. तो सबसे पहले तो हम वी विल ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट व्हाट एक्चुअली केमिस्ट्री इज, है ना, बिफोर गोइंग इनटू डेप्थ. Which or what are the topics of interest in chemistry? What do we study in chemistry, or why is chemistry important? These are the things that we are going to study. So basically chemistry क्या है? It is a branch of science in which we are studying everything related to matter. Matter का mass क्या है, उसका nature क्या है, उसका structure क्या है, okay, and what is the meaning of chemical reactions, how do chemical reactions undergo, what are the changes that we are seeing in chemical reactions, etc, etc. तो basically हम लोग पढ़ने वाले हैं everything related to chemistry, right? And before learning about the things which are related to chemistry, हमें कुछ बेसिक डेफिनेशंस और बेसिक टर्म्स का मालूम होना चाहिए, राइट? If we are studying about elements in detail, we should be basically knowing what is element. If we are studying about atoms, we should at first be knowing कि atom होता क्या है, right? So in this session we are focusing on that. Okay, I hope that up till here things are very much clear to you. Now, chemistry. It is a branch of science which deals with matter and its nature. Okay, alright. The very first definition or the very first term that we are going to discuss is pure substance, or what is meant by pure substance. Yes, anyone, what do you think is the meaning of pure substance? Okay, so if I talk about the pure substance, it is made up of molecules containing same kind of atoms. Okay, so what or how we can define the pure substance? A pure substance is a substance which is made up of molecules which has only one kind of atom. Let us understand it through the definition and then by the examples. तो हमारा जो pure substance होगा, it will be made up of molecules having or containing same kind of atoms. अब बात आता है how or what is the meaning of same kind of atoms and then molecules. Okay, if I talk about carbon dioxide, what is it composed of? हमारा जो कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड है उसमें टू टाइप ऑफ एटम्स प्रेजेंट है. फर्स्ट इज कार्बन एंड सेकेंड इज ऑक्सीजन, राइट? अभी देयर इज वन कार्बन एटम, देयर आर टू ऑक्सीजन एटम्स, है ना? नाउ इफ आई टॉक अबाउट कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड, चाहे वी टेक दिस कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड फ्रॉम एनीवेयर, every carbon dioxide molecule, it will be having these type of atoms. Okay, say one carbon and two oxygen. तो कहीं से भी आप कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड लो, the things will be same, or I would say the atoms present will be exactly same with one carbon and two oxygen, right? So that is why it is known as a pure substance, right? So I hope you understood the basic meaning of a pure substance. अभी यहाँ हमने एक word use किया है molecule, right? So we'll be seeing what is meant by molecule also, but before that let us study about element. We know that there are approximately 118 elements which are known to us, right? But ये elements होता क्या? And how to define this element? So basically element, it is a simple and pure form of matter. Okay, so if I talk about carbon, if I talk about silicon, if I talk about oxygen, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, all these are the elements. Okay, so if I talk about elements, they are made up of what? They are made up of atom. Okay, so atom, it is the smallest particle of an element. Okay, and this atom, it will have all the properties of that element. Correct? तो ये हो गया हमारा atom का basic definition. Okay, so how we can explain it in easier words? It is the smallest particle of element. The very first thing that we need to remember about atom is smallest particle of element. Okay, तो ये तो हो गया first of all, and the second is atoms can or cannot exist independently. So it is the smallest particle of element which may or may not exist independently. Okay, why and how do they not exist independently? We are just going to see. Okay, and they take part in chemical reaction. अब बात करते हैं ये सारी चीजें क्या है, राइट. इफ आई टॉक अबाउट द एटम, एज वी नो दैट ये जो है एलिमेंट का सबसे छोटा एक पार्ट है, ओके, जिसका इंडिपेंडेंट एग्जिस्टेंस पॉसिबल हो सकता है एंड इट माइट नॉट बी पॉसिबल. हाउ इज इट पॉसिबल एंड हाउ नॉट, लेट अस सी. See, if I talk about hydrogen, okay, one hydrogen atom, it is not able to exist independently. और उसका reason क्या है? That hydrogen, it is having one electron in the shell, okay, and because of this, it is not stable, okay. So the stability is the reason why it is not existing independently, okay. It combines with another hydrogen, it forms a molecule H2, and here it exists independently. Lekin if I talk about helium, it is having 2 electrons in the outermost shell, correct. तो यहाँ पर it is visible, or I'm sorry, it is present in the form of an atom, and it has all the properties, and it can take part in chemical reaction, and it basically can exist independently. So what is the reason for this being existing independently? It is the stability, right? Okay, so if the questions are asked that why is hydrogen not existing independently, the main reason will be that it is not stable because it has got only one electron in the outermost shell. Next, atomicity. Okay, so students, you might have seen that we write O2, we write H2, we write P4, we write S8, etc. तो O is standing for oxygen, right? लेकिन ये 2 क्या है? What is this 4 and what is this 8? So this is known as atomicity. अब मीनिंग क्या है एटॉमिसिटी का? What do we mean by atomicity? एटॉमिसिटी का मीनिंग है कि जो हमारे एक मॉलिक्यूल है किसी भी एलिमेंट का, उसमें कितने एटम्स प्रेजेंट है. So how we can define atomicity? It is the number of atoms in a molecule of a substance. So this is the atomicity, okay. And atomicity, it can be of various types, like the molecules we can have monoatomic, we can have diatomic, we can have polyatomic, okay. If I talk about monoatomic, these monoatomic molecules, mono means one, so they will be having only one atom in their molecule, okay. Especially if I talk about the monoatomic molecules, it will include the noble gases, right. The reason is because they are so they are having stable configuration, so that is why they are present as monoatomic, okay. For example, if I talk about the noble gases, it is helium, neon, krypton, xenon, radon, etc. These are all the monoatomic gases, okay. So basically they are having one atom in their molecule. Okay, next is diatomic. So diatomic gases, they will be having, or not actually gases, these are the substances which are having 2 atoms in the molecule, okay. So diatomic can be defined as elements having 2 atoms in their molecules. If I go for the examples, we know that we write O2, we write N2, we write Cl2, etc., right? H2. So this 2 stands for the number of atoms in one molecule of a substance, and since there are 2 atoms, they are known as diatomic. After that we are having triatomic. These will be having three atoms in the molecule. The very common example is ozone. Okay. Then we are having tetraatomic. So tetra means 4, and they will be having 4 atoms in a molecule. Okay, so it will be P4. And then there can be octaatomic. Octaatomic, octa it stands for 8, so that is why we will be having 8 atoms in the molecule. So we write sulfur as S8. Sulfur is having a crown-like structure, and there are 8 atoms in one molecule, which makes it the atomic substance, right? And the atomicity will be 8, right? So I hope that things up till here are very much clear. Now we will be moving on to the next definition, which is a molecule. Okay, what do we mean by molecule? First of all, we learned that atom, it can exist or it may not exist independently, right? There are some chances because of the stability it can exist independently, and because of the stability only it may not exist independently, right? But molecule, it is first of all smallest particle that can exist independently. Correct? So these are the particles which are capable of independent existence. And if I talk about any one molecule, it will be having all the properties of that particular element. Okay? And how is a molecule formed? Now the question arises, ये जो molecule है, वो बनता कैसे? Okay, now it is formed when the atoms or molecules of different elements, they combine. Okay, so atoms or molecules maybe of different substances, they combine and they form a molecule. अगर हम बात करते हैं H2O की, right? तो H2O में क्या combine हो रहा है? Hydrogen and oxygen. तो हाइड्रोजन और ऑक्सीजन का एक फिक्स्ड कॉम्बिनेशन है in which they are combining and it forms the molecule. Okay, if I talk about ammonia, that is NH3, यहाँ पर भी एक फिक्स्ड कॉम्बिनेशन है नाइट्रोजन का and hydrogen का, and they are combining to form a molecule. Got it? Next topic or next definition that we are going to study about is mixtures. So what do we understand by mixture? तो क्या होता है if two or more kind of substances they mix, okay, तो जो resultant substance होता है that is known as mixture. Okay, so for explanation we can write two or more kinds of molecules. Okay, when they mix, they form mixture. है ना? If I talk about, let's suppose water and salt. Okay, तो water एक type का molecule है, salt that is NaCl दूसरे type का molecule है. They both are getting mixed and they form what is known as mixtures. Okay, अभी हमारे पास जो mixtures हैं, they are of two types basically. So first is homogeneous and the next is heterogeneous. अब बात आती है what do we mean by both of these? Okay, तो सबसे पहले we should be understanding the basic meaning of mixture, जो कि है कि हम लोग जब एक टाइप का मॉलिक्यूल मिक्स करते हैं दूसरे टाइप के मॉलिक्यूल के साथ, we get what is known as mixture. For example, if I take sand और उसको मैंने मिक्स कर दिया वाटर में, राइट, तो टू डिफरेंट सब्सटेंसेस वो मिक्स हो रहा है. इफ आई टेक शुगर, ओके, एंड इफ आई एम मिक्सिंग इट इन सैंड और मे बी सॉल्ट और एनीथिंग, ओके, तो क्या हो रहा है, एक टाइप का मॉलिक्यूल दूसरे टाइप के मॉलिक्यूल के साथ मिक्स हो रहा है एंड दिस इज रिजल्टिंग इन मिक्सचर. अब बात आती है व्हाट डू वी मीन बाय होमोजेनस मिक्सचर एंड व्हाट डू वी मीन बाय heterogeneous mixture. Let's see. Okay, so homogeneous mixtures. Homo means होता है same. Okay, the meaning of homo, it is same. अब homogeneous mixture में क्या होता है? It or this type of mixture, it has got uniform or same composition throughout. What do we mean by same composition? Let's suppose I took a spoonful of salt. मैंने salt लिया और उसको mix कर दिया water, है ना? After dissolving it, what we will see? We will be seeing that जो salt था हमारा, it is completely dissolved in that water. Okay, और हमें salt और water अलग अलग नहीं दिख रहा है until it is super saturated solution. Okay, तो हम क्या देखते हैं that they both have completely been mixed and there is no separate level or separate things which are seen. तो यहाँ पर जो हमारे composition है mixture की, it is uniform. Okay, if I talk about a glass, okay, and here there is the salt and water mixture. Okay, तो यहाँ पर भी combination same ही रहेगा, यहाँ पर भी composition same है और यहाँ पर भी. Okay, so it is basically having a uniform composition in the whole face. Okay, and next if I talk about next type of mixture, it is heterogeneous mixture. अब hetero means होता है different. Okay, so what do we mean by hetero? Hetero, it basically means different. Okay, तो यहाँ हमें क्या मिल रहा है? यहाँ we are able to see different face. Okay, so we can define it that it is not having uniform distribution. So different phases are visible. If I talk about mixing a muddy or I would say mud in water, क्या होगा? Mud और sand जो है थोड़ा सा अलग से it will be visible and water will be visible differently. तो यहाँ हमारे mixture में different phases हैं and that is why it is known as heterogeneous mixture, right? So that is the basic difference between homogeneous and heterogeneous mixture. I hope that it is very much clear to you. Next topic that we are going to study about is symbol. अब बात आती है symbol. What is the basic meaning of symbol? तो हमारा जो symbol होता है, what is it used for? We are going to study. What do we mean by it? What is the significance of symbol? Now students, in the olden times क्या होता था? Particular elements के लिए it was not very feasible to use the whole names, right? तो हमें क्या हुआ? We just needed a simpler substance to represent the elements. Okay, or olden system में especially Dalton, he gave his own symbols. Okay, now if I talk about Dalton, okay, he gave some symbols. For example, hydrogen जो है Dalton ने represent किया using this symbol, a dot and a circle around it. Okay, next oxygen, it was represented using a circle. Okay, then sulfur, it was represented somewhat like this. Lead, it was represented like this. Okay, तो ये कुछ symbols थे which were used at that time. Okay, but ये सिस्टम जो है बहुत ज़्यादा feasible नहीं था. Why? Because 118 elements का जो है इस तरह से symbols memorize करना, it was a tedious task in itself, right? So therefore we moved on to new system. Okay, so what is a symbol? It is a basically short form which stands for the atom of specific element. Okay, and what it is used for? It is used for easy representation. ओके अभी अगर हम बात करते हैं सिंबल्स, हाउ आर वी यूजिंग द सिंबल्स एंड व्हाट आर द डिफरेंट टाइप्स. तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल हम लोग यूज करते हैं द इनिशियल लेटर. ओके सो फर्स्ट इज द इनिशियल लेटर. फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर हम बात करें ऑक्सीजन की, it is represented as O. If I talk about hydrogen, it is represented as H. Okay, तो first तो हो गया हम लोग यूज कर सकते हैं initial letter. Okay, next is we can use first two letters. Correct. So we are using copper or I would say cobalt. Cobalt के लिए what we are using? We are using CO. Okay. Calcium के लिए we are using Ca. Chromium we are using Cr. Chlorine we are using Cl. So not exactly first two letters, but we are using two letters. Okay. All right. Next is by their Latin names. So there are certain elements which have got their Latin names और हम लोग वो भी use करते हैं to represent them. Okay, so if I talk about some of the very common elements having their Latin names, first of all it is gold. तो gold का जो हमारा Latin name है it is Or, and therefore the symbol is AU. Next silver, it is having the symbol Ag by the Latin name Argentum. Correct. जो हमारा mercury है, its Latin name is Hydrargyrum and it stands as Hg. Then we are having copper, cuprum, having the symbol Cu. Lead, it is plumbum, having the symbol Pb. Then we are having sodium, named as natrium, and symbol is Na. So these are some of the general I would say elements having these names. Okay, and there are many others such as potassium, its Latin name is kalium. Tin, its Latin name is stennum, and antimony, its name is stibium. Okay, so they are represented using their Latin names. Okay, अब बात आती है what is the significance of the symbol. So if I talk about significance, तो सबसे पहले तो it represents name of the element. Okay, next is it represents one atom of element. Okay, H represents one atom of hydrogen. Okay, and then it represents the definite mass of element. Okay, so what is the significance of the symbol? The name, one atom of element, and what is the definite mass of that element. Hope that up till here the things are very much clear. Now next is valency. अब बात आती है what is valency. Now students, we know कि जो हमारे atoms हैं, they run for stability. उन्हें stability चाहिए, right? So what do? They either donate, they share, they take up the electrons, है ना? So what is basically valency is? It is the combining capacity of an atom. Okay, and combining capacity means वो कितने जो electrons है उसे donate कर सकता है या फिर उसे gain कर सकता है और it can share. Okay, and it is measured in terms of hydrogen atoms or oxygen atoms. Okay, so basically जो हमारी valency it is measured in terms of hydrogen or oxygen atoms. Okay, and no other element in our periodic table it has got the combining capacity or valency less than hydrogen, right? Since it is the first element, so standard जो valency है it is taken as 1. Okay, hope that it is clear to you. अब बात आती है what happens or how is the combining happening. Okay, तो क्या होता है, let's suppose that there is an element. Okay, it is having 2 electrons in the first shell and it is having 1 electron in the second shell. So now what does it need? It needs a stable configuration. And stable configuration के लिए what does it need? It needs 8 electrons in its outermost shell except hydrogen and helium which have only 1 shell and it needs 2 electrons. तो ये क्या करेगा? It will either need to donate, it will either need to gain or share the electrons in order to achieve the stability. Okay, and this is what is the measure of valency. Okay, and how is valency measured? It is measured according to the valence electron. अभी ये term आता है हमारा valence electrons. What is meant by it? So students, we know कि कोई भी अगर atom होता है उसमें electrons का एक particular distribution होता है ना. If I talk about let's say lithium का जो atomic number है हमारा वो है 3. Okay, and how are electrons distributed? 2 and 1. Since first shell it can accommodate maximum 2 electrons, तो यहाँ हमारे पास 2 electrons है, and in the second shell we will be having 1 electron, right? अभी the last shell, okay, यहाँ से जो है electrons either gain हो सकते हैं, donate हो सकते हैं, share हो सकते हैं, right? So they are known as the valence electrons, correct? And when it is donated or gained or maybe shared, we get the valency. Okay, it is shared accordingly. Abhi let's suppose that lithium it is having 1 electron in the outermost shell. So इसे stability के लिए it needs a total 8 electrons. Okay, so what it can do? It can either gain 7 or it can donate 1. And of course the easy one is donating 1 electron. Okay, so the valence becomes plus 1. Plus why? Because it is donating. Understood? Now students, we will be studying in detail about how is valency calculated in terms of oxygen and hydrogen atoms, and what is the formation of ions, how does it take place. We will be studying in our next class, okay, in the special class. So kindly make sure that you attend the special class. Okay, it is from 5:15 to 6:15 today. So kindly make a note of it and book your slots so that you can attend the classes and you can know how is this valency changing. Okay, now next is just a minute. Yeah, Emerge mock test series. So all the grade 10 learners from 5 p.m. onwards you are having these Emerge tests. So kindly make sure that you attend these sessions and you take on the full advantage. Next is students, there are these upcoming batches जो कि आज से start हो रहे हैं. For grade 9 we are having Guardians, which is an all subject batch in English. Okay, here math is taken by Hina ma'am, physics is taken by Kalyan sir, chemistry is taken by Manisha ma'am, and biology is taken by Vani ma'am. And also students, if you take the subscription of grade 9, you get the subscription of grade 10 to 12 absolutely free. So kindly make sure that you take these subscriptions, because over here students क्या होता है YouTube पे we are only studying about limited things, right? लेकिन if you go for plus subscription you get in detail study about each topic. So it's very important that for your overall preparation you enroll yourself into the batches. Also you can join your educators in community. तो community basically एक feature है on the Unacademy learner app जहां आप लोग educator से join हो सकते हैं and you can get all the updates from the educator. Okay, आपको session के notes मिलेंगे, practice material मिलेगा and you can even give your feedbacks. So if you want to join my educator community, you can check out the link which is given in the description box. And the next thing is Bugs Bounty. So if you see any inappropriate content in the video, you can report that issue, you can claim your prize. Okay, so there is this form available and you can use that and you can report the issue. Now let us see what are the things that we have studied today. तो आज हमने कुछ basic definitions पढ़ी है from chemistry. Okay, first is chemistry. So it is a branch of science in which we are studying everything related to matter. Matter का mass, matter का nature, matter का structure, everything. Next, pure substance. So pure substance is the one which is made up of molecules having same type of atoms, like for example carbon dioxide, water, etc. उसके बाद आता है element. It is the simplest and purest substance or form of matter. And element, it is made up of atoms. अभी atom क्या होता है? Atom, it is the smallest particle of any element which can or cannot exist independently. Okay, the elements with the atoms which exist independently are basically noble gases, etc. And the ones which are not existing independently, it is because of their incomplete configuration. उसके बाद हमने पढ़ा था atomicity, which is equal to the number of molecules, number of atoms present in a molecule. Okay, it can be monoatomic, having one molecule, diatomic, two molecule, or polyatomic, that is more than two molecules are present. Right? उसके बाद हमने पढ़ा था molecules. What is molecule? It is the smallest particle which can exist independently. And then we learned about mixture. So when two different type of molecules mix together, they form mixture. There are two type of mixture, homogeneous and heterogeneous. उसके बाद हमने पढ़ा था symbols. So what is a symbol? It is a kind of short form that we have given to elements for easy representation. It is used to represent name of an element, one atom of an element, and a definite mass of that element. Okay. And उसके बाद we had a quick definition about valency. तो valency basically it is the combining capacity of any element. Okay, तो valency को detail में हम लोग पढ़ेंगे आज in our special class from 5:15 to 6:15. Kindly do not forget to join that class, and I hope that you might have understood everything जो कि आज हमने पढ़ा. If not, you can please let me know. I'll be more than happy to help you. And if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, kindly subscribe it so that you get regular updates, and also like and share this video. Okay, so let us meet in the next class, students, and let's crack it with Unacademy.